Hi guys, welcome to my video. This video is going to be about the social development, not just during adolescence, although that's what I was required to talk about. I'm going to be talking about the 3 different stages of social development because Erik Erikson actually proposed that the psychosocial development was actually occurred during like multiple stages of life. So I decided to do the video on the 3 different stages, which was the infancy stage, the adolescent stage, and then the adulthood stage. So let's go ahead and get into that first one. Unfortunately, I don't have any infant siblings, so for this topic, I'm going to just have to put some pictures up and just talk about it really. So let's dig right into it. So infancy is really just the social development process period where babies learn how to engage and communicate with people, and babies are actually primed to be communicative. They're actually primed to communicate with their caregivers and pretty much anyone that they interact with. Some social development that occurs during infancy would be that skin-to-skin contact, so like mother, baby, holding them, even like feeding, so like, talking, story times, cuddles, our favorite part, just little things like that. That would be an example of a social development in infancy. Next, I want to go ahead and dive into the adolescent stage of social development. For this topic, I actually do have a younger brother, and he had just gone into high school, so I would still consider that adolescence. And one thing that I was researching was that social development is majorly impacted by our parenting styles. So I thought I was going to ask my brother some questions about how he felt our parents parented us and how that affected how he socially interacts with people.
Hi, my name is Gabe Nas. I'm a 16-year-old. I'm a junior, and I run track.
All right, Gabriel. So, when you were growing up, do you feel like your parents were supportive or expective, and why?
Mix of both. They're very expective because I had a sister that got like straight A's, and they expected me to get straight A's, but I didn't. When I didn't, they also supported me.
Okay.
And they also support like through sports and whatnot.
Okay. How do you feel like your parents supported you?
Well, they went to a lot of the soccer games that we played. They put us in soccer at like the age of 4 or something.
Okay.
Just they showed up to everything.
Okay. All right. Do you feel like you could have open communication with your parents? You could tell them anything?
Not really.
Do you
I feel like if I tell them some things, they'll just get mad and like ground me or something.
Okay, so you feel like you need to hide certain things?
Certain things.
Okay, so you don't feel like you can have open communication?
Not 100%.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a respect for your parents or a fear for your parents?
I respect because my dad is very like knowledgeable about a lot of things, and so he's able to do things that I'm not. And he also cares for the family, such as my mom. My mom does a lot of stuff around the inside, and they earn the respect because they do the things that they need to do and they don't complain.
Okay. Do you feel like because you can't have open communication with your parents that you can't have open communication with friends at school?
No, I'm pretty open to everybody else.
So you feel like you're a pretty social person? Do you feel like you can open up and be vulnerable to people, or do you feel like you kind of keep that to yourself?
I don't really open up to people.
Okay.
Not that much.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I am 22 years old and I like to line dance.
Hi, Taylor. Growing up, did you feel like your parents were supportive or expective?
Expective.
Why?
They didn't have a good relationship with each other, and so I felt like I needed to appease both parties.
Okay. Being the oldest sibling, did you feel like you had a different role other than just being a child?
Oh yeah, I was second mom to both my little siblings and then to my third little sibling on the other family side.
So why did you feel like that you had to take on that role?
It was expected
Okay.
to help with the younger kids and to be the example.
Okay. Did you feel like you could have open communication with your parents?
For the most part, yes, but only at certain times.
Did you feel like you had to hide certain things?
Yes, so it was very much so people-pleasing activities that would go on with the communication.
Okay. How did you feel growing up having a biological father and also a stepfather?
It was hard to see my stepfather love children the way my biological father did not.
Okay. Do you feel like this has caused any issues with you socially? How you socially interact with people?
Not really, because I did have that stepfather to step into the biological role.
Okay. So you don't feel like it's affected your relationships or friendships?
Maybe relationships, because daddy issues.
Okay. Why do you feel like you have, male-dominated issues?
Because I was constantly trying to earn the love that I wasn't given unconditionally.
Okay. Thank you. All right. After those interviews that we just watched, let's do a quick little recap. With Gabriel, my 16-year-old little brother, just turned 16, by the way. We got that adolescent social development stage, and he kind of talked about how, he didn't feel quite comfortable enough to have open communication with his parents. And being his sister, I can see that he has trouble like making friends and kind of being social. Although he says he's a social person, I can tell you that he's actually not as social as he may seem. And then with my sister, Taylor, unfortunately, she did not want to be on camera, so I just had to record her voice. But I asked her a lot of the same questions. And what we found out from my sister was she didn't have divorced parents because they were never married, but in a way, she had to have a split home in a way. She had a biological father and also my father, who was her stepfather. And we got to see how that kind of interaction has even impacted her adulthood. So I know as seeing her go through all the relationships that she's had, not saying that there's been a lot, but I can tell that, there's some hesitation with trust issues with males. Because she had a lot of issues with her biological father. So we can see that the nurture from our parents and, the parenting styles can affect how we socially develop in our infancy stage, our adolescent stage, and even our adulthood stage.